I Captain Kids, Peri Lyons again in your living room. Well, not literally. Okay, well, I'm under your couch, but don't you guys ever dust under here? So I'm happy to see you today. I'm happy to see you every day. Uh, Again, I just want to remind you, Moonstruck TV and A1R Psychic Radio are the platform that I have the privilege of appearing on. And it's really worth downloading the A1R Moonstruck app. It's also a good idea to tune in every Wednesday at 9 p.m. live to at least try and hear me, because my audio isn't fabulous today. However, I'm happy to see you. And there's something I wanted to talk about today. I make that sound like, I don't know, I just made it sound like a teacher telling you this is going to go in your permanent record. That's not. What I've noticed in the last 2 weeks is people have been having tough times. You know, it's part of being human, but people have really been having especially tough times. I hope it's not you. But if it is, here's something that I have recently learned, having to do with that. Right before an old behavior or an old way of being is getting ready to leave us in a good way. That's a good thing. It makes a lot of noise on its way out. It gets right up in our grill, because when we transcend our known limitations, our limitations put up a fight. They don't want to be transcended. Part of us feels safe and comfortable in the misery we know, rather than the happiness we might not have a blueprint for. But of course, we do have a blueprint. We're born with a blueprint for happiness. Let me put this a different way. I was a bartender a long time ago. It's a good job. But I noticed that right before we'd have to toss a drunk out of a bar, it's called getting 86th, by the way. Just as the drunk was leaving, he would turn at the door, and he would, or she, or it, would say, "You guys don't know who you're messing with. My brother is God's brother-in-law, and I'll mess with you." And you just push him, and he'd be out the door, and that would be it, right? It was an unpleasant 2 minutes. But right before you push a drunk out of a bar, he, she, or they make a lot of noise. And it's the same when we're outgrowing old behaviors. The old behaviors don't like being pushed out of that bar. They don't like old behaviors. Our old limitations really fight hard for their existence. So when you're growing, when you're consciously making intentions to be better with money, or to be luckier, or to just have things work better, to be kinder, to be taller. Okay. All of the limitations that have gotten in the way of you doing that before will come up and fight for their existence like mothers. I'm not going to finish that word. We have censors. But they will make a very, very strong fight for their own existence. And at the time, it can seem overwhelming. What I'd like you to know from my own experience and from my 15 years of working with thousands of clients, some of you guys still owe me money, so pony up. But kidding. No, I'm not. So, for instance, I made a very strong intention in both prayer and meditation and writing it down about 2 weeks ago. For me, for me to be luckier with, we'll say, electronic things, appliances. As a psychic especially, I have a little trouble with that. Um, as any of my friends can tell you, whenever I get upset, um, my headphones don't work, my computer breaks. So I made a very strong intention to cure that. Within the next 3 days, my dishwasher, my sinkulator, whatever you call them, they're things you have in the suburbs. We don't have them in Brooklyn, but I'm taking care of mom in the suburbs right now. So we have one here. Uh, my toaster oven, my oven, and my refrigerator all apparently made a suicide pact. So they all they all died. Um, so I would have despaired. I'll be honest with you. I despaired for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, that's a complete lie. I went for 3 hours. But what happened was good things happened. I wound up getting like a free new dishwasher. I wound up getting what I'm trying to say is it had a happy ending. But um, but, uh, so when you're going through a hard time, when you've made a really strong intention to change, and suddenly it seems like all of the things that you have made an intention to change, like get worse. They really get up in your grill. You know what? It's a sign that they're about to get better. It's a sign that those limitations are fighting for their existence. But you know what? They ain't got a chance. So take it from a woman who now has new dishwasher, new oven, um, and uh, which were either donated or under warranty or some miracle. It worked, and it's a. I know it's a silly, maybe very kind of okay. It's a silly metaphor, but I think you know what I'm saying. So if you're going through a hard time, if the things that you asked to get better suddenly are like, boom, up in your grill. I did that fast, so you wouldn't notice that my nails aren't done. I just want you to know that it's actually a good sign. It means things are getting better. And talking about things getting better, we're now going to talk to somebody in British Columbia, one of my favorite places in the world. I didn't catch your name, darling, and you're going to have to speak up. Um, so
This is Amanda.
Oh, I love that name. Hi, Amanda. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay, thanks. I like to connect to people by just what their birthday is. So if you can tell me the birthday, you don't have to tell me the year.
Okay, March 23rd.
Is that March what?
March 23rd.
Oh, great day. I'm a March baby myself. Oh, we love Aries on this show. It sounds like you have a specific question. Is that true? It sounds like maybe somebody. You've what?
Hoping for a connection with my past son.
Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. I was about to ask. I was about to ask if you were looking to make a connection with somebody. There's no worse. There's no worse pain anyone can go through, and I'm so sorry for your loss. Did his name? Let me see if I've got the right person. Did his name begin with a B?
No, it began with a C.
Okay. Okay. Takes me a minute to warm up. Is there a reason that he might feel ashamed to talk to you? Of course, there's no reason for him to be ashamed, but he's very present with you, which you've noticed. He passed.
Yes, that is true.
What?
Yes, that's true. I've noticed his presence around.
Oh, he's very around. Does he manifest through things electrical? Does he turn lights on and off? Or does he hide the keys occasionally?
The lights tend to flicker occasionally.
Yeah. Also, coins are a big thing with him.
Yes, I constantly find dimes.
Yeah, dimes are a big thing with him. God, I'm so sorry. I'm having a hard time connecting with him because he really loves you. He feels he let you down. Obviously, you never did anything to make him feel that way. He was a perfectionist. I'm sorry, you're going to have to give me a second. In fact, his being so hard on himself was one of the reasons he's not here anymore. Is that correct?
No, he was just a baby, like 16 months old.
He was a baby?
Yeah, he was 16 months old.
I'm terribly sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, I don't usually make mistakes, so it's not a mistake. Let me tell you what I think I'm getting. Did he have an uncle or a cousin who was older, who passed early?
He has an uncle who was about 34 or something when he passed, and his name, like part of my son's name is his name.
Okay. Caleb?
Corey is the uncle that passed.
Okay. The person I got, I'm sorry, it's very hard for me to connect with children because I because of a personal tragedy in my own life. It's and also the person I got is the person who is taking care of him, hanging out with him, and making sure he's okay. It would have been somebody who passed either right before or around the same time. I don't know what to say. What I can say is that your son was one of the most beautiful, physically and beautiful. He just had a beautiful spirit. You couldn't walk down the street without people stopping you and saying, he just had a radiance.
Yeah, that was very true. He's very, very alluring.
And he was very loving. He was also incredibly precocious. He was speaking before, he was saying words before. I mean, there were words he said. He knew, he said, he had about 16 words that he would say.
He was speaking fluent words.
What I want to say is no child can replace him. You are going to have, I believe, another child for whom your son will be a very strong guardian angel. Your son is always with you. He's always with his sister too. I'm sorry, I haven't had somebody call in who's suffered this kind of tragedy before. And I feel like anything I say is going to be inadequate. But your son was such a loving person that his light fills your house. It's not just that he's present. It's that his light fills your house. And he's very protective. Is that of his little sister?
He has a little brother. His sister's older.
I hope you have some sort of support group. I don't want to say anything trite because I don't want to diminish what you've been through. But I do want to tell you that personality and love and our souls, they don't die. And you will have, I believe you will have another child, which would be a huge act of courage. But please, please know that he's with you.
Thank you very much.
He also protects his siblings. There have been a couple of near misses, which I would call small miracles. Keep an eye out for miracles. You know, just small ways in which you're protected, small way, big ways in which by the way, your other child can both see and hear him. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe that. Like, I'm just waiting until he's old enough so they could actually tell us about it.
I'm sorry if you can't hear me well. And it wasn't your fault. It's just so you know, nothing even happened. This wasn't your fault. He made an agreement before he got here to leave early. That's one reason he was such a special person. That's one reason that he radiated love in such a way that, I mean, people wouldn't leave you alone when you were with him. They just wanted to like, oh, can I say hi? You know, I can't imagine the grief you're going through. I hope you are getting some kind of counseling, or that you have a priest or someone you can talk to. But I can tell you with every fiber of my being that he's always with you. He always will be. And his love just fills the house. I can't think of another way to put it. What's your little girl's name?
Thank you very much. My older daughter, like she's 16,
What?
her name is Aurora. Aurora is my older daughter's name, and then I have a younger son who is 21 months old, and his name's Tyler.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love the name Angela, too. Do you mind if I ask what your son's name was?
Cyrus.
If it's okay, I'm going to put him in my prayers. I'm on Facebook. You can contact me. I'll give you a free 15-minute reading. People can tell you that that's an offer that I make and follow through on. I'm sorry I said younger sister, but I think he is going to have a younger sister. I apologize to our next caller. I want to stay, if it's okay, I want to stay with you here for a few more minutes. Is that all right with you? Are you still there? Okay. Sometimes the people who call in, and I always, maybe because I've got the best producers in the world, Dave and Constance Solomon, maybe it's because Moonstruck is truly a beautiful network, but the people who call in here are always the best people almost I've ever met. And every week, I learn about courage, I learn about love, I learn about the capacity of the human spirit to survive, grow, thrive, and keep loving, and to not get broken, but to teach others how to continue to love and how to continue to live. I'm grateful for the trust that those of you who call in give me. I give you my word that I do my best all the time to deserve that trust. But I want to thank you all for being here every week and for being the people you are, the brave, the kind, the good, a lot of times the unappreciated. But you know what? You are appreciated. I appreciate you. And the people I've met in the show are the best people I've ever met. God bless everybody. I'm gonna go pray for that last caller. And so next week I'll be my usual cheerful self. But sometimes you just have to acknowledge what people go through. So that's all. And let's all take a moment to just be grateful for the people we have in our lives, the beauty we have, the sunrises and the sunsets. And next week you'll get to meet my new cat. I adopted a cat to keep my mom company. Anyway, thanks, and I love you all. Okay, God bless you.